Hey everybody, Colleen here, coming to you from my bathroom, which may seem a little bit odd, but don't worry, things are not going to get weird. We're just going to focus on maybe some husbandry things like bathtub time, giving your dog a bath. Whether you have an adult dog or a puppy, you could be taking this time to teach them how to be confident and comfortable in the tub. So first is my preparation. I always like to prep the space so as soon as my dog comes in, he knows what the expectation is. I'm not going to be sneaky about anything or try to sneak him into the bathtub. And I want him to be prepared and be comfortable with all of the props. So first I'm going to do towels. I like to put down several towels to catch the water when he comes out of the bathtub, as well as a nice big towel to wipe him off with. So I have all my towels ready. I know, Tobin's like, let's get this going. Then I also am obviously going to need my shampoo. This is just a shampoo that we picked up while camping. Tobin had a skunk experience probably 11 o'clock at night while we were camping, so we had to drive to the closest store and pick up whatever shampoo was available. So I don't know, puppies have to have a specific shampoo. Ask your vet about it, ask your groomer about it if you want specifics. I don't have specifics. This was all I could get and I'm just using it up. Other very important prep tool would be your cookies. I have them in a little jar here. This is where those like kind of sticky or smearable treats are good. A lot of people will just smear stuff on their bathtub. Tobin actually isn't a big fan of peanut butter. I hardly ever have cream cheese in the house, so I just deal with the dry biscuits and try to wipe off my hand in between grooming him and bathing him and feeding him. Let's get into some of the exercises that we can do to help get our dogs more comfortable with bath time. First thing I want to focus on doing is just getting the dog comfortable with actual tub area. So Tobin's big enough to hop into the bathtub. And in the bathtub, I do have kind of a sticky mat for me as well as for him. If you don't have a sticky mat, even just putting a towel down, wetting the towel, and kind of squishing it down in there can provide some traction for the dogs. So what you want to start off with, which Tobin's dying to do, is literally just come in here with your dog and potentially feed them. I am trying to feed kind of near the bathtub area so I can use my reinforcement zone or where he gets the treat to my advantage. If you do some of our you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead steps. Okay, come on now. So if you've been doing some of our virtual level 1 classes, you're probably already familiar with touch. And so that's one way of positioning your dog where you want them to be without the use of force or physical maneuvering. So if you don't know about touch, you can check in with our virtual level 1 classes. That's a foundation skill. So once the dog is easily walking up to the tub, which it might take you a couple days for them to even want to come in here, you can use that targeting skill to get them up and over. If your dog is littler, you could potentially do a little step. You could use some books if you wanted to, or you can just lift them in there and then treat them. But recognize that when you're lifting them in there, you're limiting their ability to show you their comfort level and their choice. So once I get Tobin into the tub, I do need him I prefer him to be in a stand position, which is also something, good boy, that we teach in level 1. And I also like him to do sort of a stand stay, okay? So with that, once he gets super comfortable with the stand stay, which is just me reinforcing in that kind of nice zone, so he holds his position, I'm going to go ahead and release him out of the tub just to see his comfort level here. I want him to know that during these kind of training stages, it's his choice. He can move freely. He's not really trapped in here. So once you can get a nice stand stay going on, or any type of still position, because you don't want your dog moving around a whole lot, you need him to be stationary for you to give him a nice good bath, then I would work on desensitizing to elements of the bath. So things like pulling the nozzle down, giving them a treat, turning on the water for a second, giving them a treat, until you can slowly build up that kind of bath portion. You might even just work on the handling of it. Tobin was very body sensitive when we first got him, so I might work on just being able to touch him, give him a treat, as if I were scrubbing that shampoo in there. I know, Mom dropped the cookies. So that could be another step even prior to water if your dog is super fearful. Just giving them that kind of groom in those areas where you're going to be rubbing those suds. If you notice, I am stabilizing Tobin with my other hand at his collar. This is something that we've practiced, and we actually usually practice in level 2 of our virtual classes. That to him is an additional signal that he does need to stay. And you notice he almost stops breathing. He learns to stay so still. So we can do some of those desensitization exercises, turning on the water, bringing out those suds, and even just working on the in and out. That might be kind of a fun game. So those are some of the preliminary steps that you can do with your dog. So one final thing that you could potentially do with your bath time is working on that toweling off process. So once they get out of the tub, most dogs want to shake, shake, shake. Maybe they want to even chew on this. Maybe they want to start a game of tug. And that can be cute when they're little, but if they do grow up to be nice and big, you want that wipe down behavior to be a little bit easier. So again, a stand is really nice. I'm going to put my hand on Tobin's collar to just help stabilize him a bit. And I literally can just do a couple wipes and then a treat. Noticing on the belly area. I'm also going to kind of watch him and see if he is fidgety at all. I know. Or if he re-engages with the work. Like anytime that he kind of steps forward or puts his chin on my hand or on the towel, that's telling me that he is ready to work again. But I can practice this really simple, even wiping off the dog, all 4 paws even, as a bath time prep or a good husbandry skill prep. So hopefully you enjoyed some of those tips. Again, getting your area prepped, getting them used to the tub, getting them used to the bathroom area, even if that's just giving them cookies for walking in, using your targeting to get them in and out. Oh, cute, you're so good. And then even working on some of the post-bath type stuff of rubbing them down. So hopefully that gives you some ideas, a good use of your time. Stay safe, be well. We'll see you soon.